Welcome to the TechHub.training UiPath RPA Space Data Arrays Challenge solution. In this challenge, you were tasked with using RPA to grab data out of an Excel file and input it into a Google form. So let's go ahead and jump into the program and see how that looks. So here in my UiPath Studio, I've got my flowchart with the different tools I use in order to accomplish this task. The first tool is a message box tool prompting the user to select the folder where the data is located, and then we've got this select folder tool which will find the folder and save it to a variable, and then using that variable we're going to go ahead and use an Excel process scope tool to read in the data tables from the data file, and then finally we're going to use your browser to open the Google Sheet and input the data requested there. And finally, I had a message box telling the user how to view their results. So let's go ahead and jump into the tools. This is very straightforward, just prompting the user to select the file folder where their file is located. And then here in the select folder tool, as you can see, we've got it saved to a variable called file folder. And then we use that variable in this Excel process scope tool right here to tell the program which Excel file to open, and then we're going to go ahead and read in the ranges of the data tables. So how you do that is you can type in excel.sheet, reference the sheet that you want, and then the range. Another way you can do this that's much easier in my opinion is if you click on this plus button, hover over Excel, you can indicate in Excel the range that you want it to reference, which is very easy. And then we're going to save that to this dt_milestones data variable, and that's a data table type variable, and that's so we can then reference the data in UiPath, the data that we read in from Excel. And right here I've got this right line tool, and what that'll do is right line into the output pane, and that's to double check that we have the information read in correctly. So the syntax for that, which we will use often in this challenge, we've got the variable we created right here, dt milestones data dot rows row 8, which is the number 7 because UiPath starts counting at 0. So if you want to reference the first row, use the number 0. If you want to reference the 8th row, use the number 7 for the index there. And then you've got your column title, mission title, and then a dot to string, so it'll output it correctly. Otherwise, it'll try to output the data table object variable type when actually we just want the string. Alright, and then we're going to go ahead and read in the other data table from the other sheet. You can do that the same way, save it to a different variable, and then write the other line down here, as you can see, to check again. Once we have the data table read into our UiPath, we can go ahead and open the Google form and go ahead and fill out the questions. So I have got a click tool clicking on the your answer section, and then a type into input that'll input the data from a data table that we have saved into the Google form. And as you can see, it's the same syntax as before. And we're going to go ahead, we've got 5 different iterations of that, and then down here at the end it'll hit submit. And my click tool wasn't working for the submit button. For some reason on the Google form it wasn't selecting the correct area, so I just ended up using a keyboard shortcut tool and used tab and enter from the last question that I had selected to hit submit. And then at the end here, just had another simple message box giving the user information on how to see how their bot performed. So let's go ahead and run this and see what it looks like. Compiling, and here we go. Got our message box, select folder tool, and then it opens Excel, and now the Google Sheet, it's inputting the data, as you can see, and then it should click submit, and it got that final message box setting view accuracy to see results. And it looks like everything entered correctly, so that's a success. Hope you had a good time with this challenge. Go ahead and be sure to post your solution on the TechHub.training website and let us know what you think of it. And until then, we'll see you next time.